Hi, I'm Mark Baker, President of the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, and I love flying. And the AOPA, the world's largest community of pilots, is committed to preserving our freedom to fly. Most of my flying is for fun, but pilots everywhere also fly for the benefit of our communities. We have a unique asset in the United States, a robust network of airports that are for public use and, for the most part, free to use. They support communities with security, medical transportation, firefighting, and training our next generation of pilots. But did you know our airport is also an economic engine? These bring jobs, businesses, and opportunities to your community. These types of public benefits all begin and end at the community airports. Unfortunately, these airports have been disappearing. In the 1970s, we had over 7,000 public use airports in the U.S. Over the following 2 decades, the number of airports declined rapidly. Although the rate of closure has slowed, it has not stopped. Every year, we lose more airports than we build. We have just over 5,000 public use airports remaining, and only 400 of them are served by the airlines. These are small airports that range from mid-sized, high-tech facilities with several runways to simple grass strips in the countryside. Too many local airports are being closed and turned into shopping malls. This troubling trend affects more than just a handful of aviators. Airport closings cost jobs and economic opportunity. It is also cutting short a new generation of aviators. Without action, the recreational use of airports will be a thing of the past. This is the story of a remarkable network of thousands of community airports across the country as told by the people who know them best. These are the pilots, the planners, the business people and the employees, the instructors and the students, the people who rely on America's community airports every day. I hope you listen. I hope you hear their message. America cannot afford to lose another community airport. These communities and business people know the value of their airports, not just for the recreational and educational values, but for the economic value. They understand how it brings businesses to their towns and creates new opportunities for everyone.
Well, right now we are actually sitting in 727-200. I know it looks like an airliner behind me, but this is actually a classroom here located on our airport. You know, you can build 1 mile of road and you're going to go 1 mile. You build 1 mile of runway, you can go anywhere in the world. Communities want to grow, they want to have new business come in, and the airport is one of the most important assets that any city has. We all love the big international airports and we know they're huge billion-dollar economic drivers, but you're not going to have those without our smaller general aviation airports.
Right now we probably have 7 to 9 employees. A glider license, if you're not a pilot, usually costs right around $5,000. And if you come out here and stay for a week, you can pretty much walk away with your glider pilot's license. We have a lot of people that fly gliders out of Central Florida, but we also have a bunch of Canadians that come down for the winter time. They bring their gliders down, they fly here, they use the restaurants, they bought homes here.
It can cost a European customer tens of thousands of dollars more to learn to fly in Europe, so they will come over here and pay for travel, pay for housing, and pay for the training. They'll be here usually from anywhere from 3 months to a year. And of course then there's meals and entertainment, and inevitably they have friends come visit them while they're here.
We had a state facility here, a mental hospital. 600 plus acres out on Highway 31. It was vacant for years. It was not on the tax roll. This gentleman purchased it from the state, and he is putting in a training facility for our armed forces. He's bringing people in here from all over, and the airport will be the means of getting them here.
As Command Central for a long line of public service, your community airport is critical to keeping your friends, family safe and healthy. A local airport just may save your life or the life of a loved one.
The Sheriff's Office had an aviation unit since the 60s, started with a fixed-wing aircraft, and then we've graduated over the years. Our primary call response is in-progress felonies, burglaries, robberies, carjackings, home invasions, things like that. We respond to thousands and thousands of calls for service per year. We never close. And we not only assist the Orange County Sheriff's Office, we assist all the municipalities. So we work for the Orlando Police Department, the Apopka Police Department, the Winter Park Police Department, Mayland, all the other municipalities, we support them as well. Obviously with all the theme parks, a lot of our economy is based on tourism, so having our aviation unit here that's taking a bite out of crime, so to speak, I think that has a direct impact on our economy here in Orlando.
Angel Flight Southeast is a group of 650 volunteer pilots that donate their time, their fuel, their airplanes to be able to take sick people when they have to go long distances for medical help. One of my more memorable flights is receiving a call at about 3 o'clock in the morning from a gentleman in Miami that we had flown for a double lung transplant a few years earlier, but they were rejecting that night. And he felt he literally was not going to make it through the night if he didn't get there. And so 3 o'clock in the morning, jumped in the plane, and he called that Monday morning and said, "Thank you very much for saving my life." And we only have about 3 hours in which to be able to bring that passenger to be able to get that organ, otherwise they would lose it. The network of airports in this country is incredible. And we've got Angel Flight pilots in just about every airport in the U.S.
In areas where forest fires threaten, community airports are the first line of defense as the nearest staging areas for aerial firefighters. While community airports are often centers of serious businesses, they are also hubs for recreation and fun. The airport is a place to engage your local community and a place to engage your next generation of future aviators.
Sun and Fun International Flying and Expo is the second largest aviation and flying in the United States. Currently, we have anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 aircraft that fly in for the event every year. You can see anywhere from 200 to 300,000 people, over 500 exhibitors coming here from all over the world. It provides anywhere from a $50 to $60 million economic impact, and it is the largest exhibition in the state of Florida every single year.
We're sitting at Seminole Lake Glider Port, just west of Orlando. It's a private grass strip, and it's mainly a glider operation, but we do have powered aircraft here and numerous other airplanes here, and as you well have seen today, we have all kinds of visitors that usually fly by and drop in. Every year we have an open house. Well, it was an open house at one point, now it's a fly-in, and it'll be here at the house. And last year I think we had about 68 airplanes, a couple helicopters, and about 225 people.
Friends of Arcadia Airport was formed about 3.5 years ago. There was some of us that were involved in the political system with the airport, so we were on the Airport Advisory Committee, and we kind of felt that we could do more from outside the political system than we could from inside. Since then, we have gone from 5 original members, and recently I checked and we have about 450 members. We hold 7 pancake breakfasts a year between October and April. The first year that we did it, we would have 20 or 30 aircraft. Last October, our first one of this season, we had 87 aircraft fly in. They get a lot of people to the airport, and when they come to the airport, they see our campground over here, and that word is spreading that the campground is available for pilots. When they're here, they visit downtown, they go to the shops and the restaurants, and so it's an economic development machine.
Our airport has changed dramatically ever since Friends of the Arcadia Airport have started with pancake fly-ins and rodeo weekend fly-ins. They've turned this airport into a destination. The campsite is full of aircraft and campers. They go into our local businesses, downtown antique shops, and it's been a big deal, big change.
Like much of the country, community airports are leading the transition in green technologies and environmental conservation.
If you're driving by an airport and the lights are on all night, that's draining power, that's costing the airport money. We spent $5,000 to put in pilot control lighting, and it saved us $12,000 in the first year. We do a lot of pavement projects where we're milling out the old pavements, the old dirty lime rock, the old asphalt. We're reusing that material. We have 8.6 megawatts of solar on our airport. All that electricity goes to the grid. It doesn't specifically power the airport. We're generating about 350 grand a year in utility credits. Right now it eats up about 92% of our utility bill. With the third phase going online, the utility company will have to write us a check at the end of the year. So it's a great land use opportunity. It's a great partnership with many entities, and we're also being good stewards to the environment as well.
AOPA supports STEM education, getting kids involved in aviation programs right in their own high schools.
We have a big impact on youth. Everybody knows that when you fly from a very young age, it has a dramatic impact on your goals. You have people that come out to the airports, they talk to the adults, they learn about flying, and then they fly for their life.
You know, really what we do, and our number one focus here at the end of the day is, building that next generation of aviators and people with interest in aviation. Cradle to cockpit is really, a slogan or a phrase that we've kind of, we talk about internally. And currently there are kids coming from the Central Florida Aerospace Academy, which is just sitting right over here. There's 350 high school students going there currently today. It's all STEM-based education, all aviation, avionics, engineering, aerospace. It's a cool venue and a great place to learn.
This airplane was completely restored by teenagers from the Central Florida Aerospace Academy as an after-school and weekend project we did here. Yeah, the club grew out of the fact that we were producing so many pilots here through the scholarship programs that we do, that these young people needed a place to call their own.
It's a remarkable experience. I've learned a lot working on this airplane for 2.5, 3 years that it took to restore it, and it's been outstanding.
This year alone, we soloed 50 high schoolers in an airplane. So the club's growing. We currently have 5 airplanes.
Being a part of this club and actually, building airplanes and learning how to fly them, you actually get a first-hand experience on learning the things you can do, the things you can't do, and the right way to do things.
Aviation requires you to make good decisions all the time, and it doesn't suffer bad decisions very well. But the most important thing we get at the end of the day is we get young men and women who are responsible and make good decisions.
Well, we've heard about all the benefits at your community airport. What happens when an airport closes?
When an airport closes in our area, it is not only disruptive, I could call it devastating. Sometimes the passenger might need to travel 20 minutes to be able to get to their nearest airport. That could mean making it 45 minutes or more. And when we only have 3 hours in which to be able to fly that person, that's a big difference.
The biggest thing you'd notice is that the citizens of Orange County and Orlando, Florida would suffer. They wouldn't have the benefit of us going out and actually capturing bad guys and putting suspects in jail who are out committing crimes.
We pay property taxes, we pay sales tax. If the business wasn't here, that tax base would go away.
Recently we had 2 businesses come, and both entrepreneurs told me that were it not for the airport, they wouldn't be here.
With benefits ranging from improved public safety to great recreation, creating commerce and expanding education, your airport is an asset worth protecting. Please join us in the effort to preserve America's community airports. We owe it to the future generations to protect one of our greatest privileges, the freedom to fly.
We are really fortunate to have an airport that supports what we're doing here. The airport's been amazing.